Hey YouTube family, I hope you all are having an amazing day, and thanks for tuning back into another episode of Dad's Budget Bites, the kitchen where budget meets flavor. So if you recall from the end of our last video, we spun the game wheel and we ended up getting lunch and or dinner, which set up the theme or the premise for today's video. So what I decided to make was a homemade chicken noodle soup, based with rotisserie chicken for a few reasons. One, it saves the step of having to cook your own chicken. Two, it's very tender. And then three, it adds an extra layer of depth to the overall flavor of the soup. And without further ado, let's get into it and let's cook. There's not much better on a chilly or cold day than digging into a cup of homemade chicken noodle soup. Sure to please everybody. So here's the ingredients that we're going to be using today. We have basil, we have thyme, oregano, Montreal chicken seasoning, parsley, salt, pepper, the rotisserie chicken, of course, carrots. I like to use the baby carrots, a medium-sized onion, and a few celery stalks. Then we have our vegetable broth, chicken broth, ditalini. Many recipes call for egg noodles. I find that the egg noodles tend to get mushy and fall apart much easier. The ditalini remains firm, especially for leftovers over the next couple days. And then we have garlic to taste. So let's get into it. The first step to creating this simple culinary masterpiece is going to be dicing up your onion and also slicing your celery and carrots to size, whatever your size preference is. I prefer smaller sizes over larger chunks, so let's get it done. Just to give you an idea, I prefer my veggies on the smaller side. There's our celery. You lost one. And the carrots, I prefer in nice little bite-sized chunks, about yay big. I'll finish up here and then we can start the next step. So we have our veggies sliced and diced and ready to go. I have a pan warming up over here, a large frying pan with a decent sized pat of butter in there. And what we're going to do is give the veggies a head start to cook. Mostly for the carrots. So the carrots aren't too hard, so they soften up a bit. Since this is, once we get it in the pot with the broth and water, it is relatively quick at that point. So we could just add everything at once, or if you want to do things in your own order, that's fine too. Cooking is all about being creative and finding what works for you. So yeah, I would just continue to cook these like a pre-cook more so. Give this a little pre-cook for, 3 to 5 minutes on a medium heat. mainly to brown the onions a little bit and again to soften the carrots up. And I'll check back with you guys in a few minutes. So now our veggies are nice and pre-cooked, softened up the carrots, added a nice extra layer of flavor with the butter and pre-cooking the garlic. And now it's time to transfer from pan to pot. And now's the time for the fun part, the messy part. Taking this rotisserie chicken, cutting it up, breaking it up into small bite-sized pieces. We now have our chicken cut up into little bite-sized pieces, and next we want to add that to the pan. When it's all done, this will make a good 10 to 12 servings. Definitely enough for leftovers. So at this point, we can turn the heat on and start with around 6 to medium-high temp. And this is where we want to add our broth. So we have vegetable broth, our chicken broth, and this is also a good time to add the spices. Just a pinch or two, or as much or as little as you want. Yeah, maybe one more of that. Almost forgot about the salt and pepper. Tiny bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. And this is where we add our pasta. So now we can turn the heat up higher. I have it on full high heat now. We put the pasta in, wait for it to boil, turn it down to a medium-high heat once it starts boiling. Almost forgot. We do want to add water. The pasta is going to eat up a lot of this broth that we have. So there's no strict amount of the water. You just want to kind of add, you might have to add it a couple times throughout the process. We'll start with that much. Once this pasta gets going, it will absorb a lot. Alright, so at this point, once we got our soup up to a boil, it's been going now for just about 8 minutes. And this is the perfect time to add some butter and some high quality extra virgin olive oil for flavoring. So a decent pat of butter, maybe a tablespoon or two of extra virgin olive oil. Just give the butter a minute or so to melt. And at this point, we can turn the heat off. All right. One final stir. Look at that. It smells awesome, guys. And now we can try this out. Tons of chicken, tons of veggies, tons of flavor. All right, and let's try to do this without burning my mouth. Let's see how this came out. Try to get a little bit of everything. Easy, simple, classic, delicious. So again, once it got brought to a full boil, it went for about 9 minutes. That perfectly cooked the pasta, softened up the carrots some more. And yeah, this really is a classic dish. Start to finish, it takes, I would say, about 45 minutes with no stops. So moderately quick. And that's it. I would say this is a hit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with the creation of our culinary delight and our tasting, and now brings us to the conclusion of our video, where we're going to be spinning our game wheel and seeing what's in store for next time. All right, so our next video, it looks like we're going to be creating a side dish together. So I have some brainstorming to do. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Dad's Budget Bites. And please remember to like, comment, feel free to share, and please subscribe to my channel. Your support and feedback is kindly appreciated. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much, all. Have a great day.